So I want to talk about translating the inner jackal with a bit of context. So we're used to hearing about judging and blaming when it's directed outwards towards other people. What Marshall called jackal language or life alienating language. And we're used to hearing this kind of language, judging and blaming, as a prelude and a justification for physical violence, as we're seeing in the Middle East at the moment. And this kind of judging and blaming others is jackal out in Marshall's terminology. So the jackal is life alienated language, and jackal out means jackaling somebody else, judging and blaming somebody else. And I'll introduce you to the jackal in a moment. So jackal out sounds something like this. And I have that we don't have a dog, but we have a jackal. And the jackal says something like this: "You're murderers," or "You don't care about me. All you care about is yourself," or, well, you get the idea anyway. Jackal out, judging and blaming others. And what we can forget when we're hearing this in the news or whatever, or in our own homes, in our own workplaces, that this kind of thinking and language is also mirrored by what we call jackal in. So judging and blaming ourselves. Okay, this is the inner critic, you could say. You're not good enough. You're a loser. Nobody likes you. Does that sound familiar? Am I just talking to myself? Looks anxiously at the rest of the screen. So these two mirror each other, jackal out and jackal in. You know, it's kind of the same energy. It's the same language. It's the same thinking. It's just pointing in different directions. Yeah, that's the kind of insight that I got from Marshall, training with Marshall. So we're going to work with the inner critic today, just for a few minutes, and see if we can translate some of these judgments into human needs. I also call this learning to love your inner jackal. Learning to love your inner jackal. That's him. Okay. So does this sound familiar? Can you nod or give me a thumbs up if this sounds familiar? Is this just in my head only? Could you give me some indication, please? What we've got in the chat. Okay. Yes. Okay. We got a few thumbs up. That'll do. Thank you. All right. As a friend of mine whose grandfather had recently committed suicide, as a friend of mine said to me, the inner critic, or jackal in, is a murder weapon. Okay, we need to take it that seriously, you know, when we're dealing with it. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, we need to get to know our jackal. So here's my jackal. Jackal sometimes speaks very softly, very difficult to hear what he says. And sometimes he speaks so loudly, it's still difficult to hear what he says. Yeah. So there may be challenges in actually, hearing his message, his or her message or their message. So we need a little bit of practice, which we're going to do. So I'm going to do a little demo, and then we'll do an exercise. Very brief demo. When does the jackal tear into you? When does the jackal tear into you? Well, I'll tell you when he tears into me, or sometimes. It can be first thing when I wake up in the morning. And the jackal might have a message for me, depending on what time it is and what I've got going on during the day. He might have a message for me, and it might sound something like, "Get up, you lazy bugger." So bugger is that kind of terminology that we use in the UK, or jackals use in the UK, but you can translate into your own local dialect. So get up. You're wasting the day. Get up. Now, it can be difficult. I'll just close this. I'll just block it. It can be difficult to hear the beautiful needs behind this message. So just to let you know, it can be difficult. So, but we're going to try. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to try. So Jackal, are you feeling really frustrated? Yes. And do you want to see some action around here? Yes. Yeah, move it. Get out. Get up. Stop lying around. And do you just want some action? Would that give you a sense of like movement and things are happening and maybe sense of aliveness, like you're alive? Do you want to just be alive, Jackal? Yes, especially in the morning. Don't just lie around all day, please. Oh, so you're feeling rather frustrated, maybe a bit unhopeful now, are you? Yes. Okay. And you want to be alive. You want to be fully alive, do you, Jackal? Yes, fully alive. Okay. All right. So that's the demo. So now here's the exercise. So what does your jackal say to you first thing in the morning? Please write on your piece of paper or your post-it. And if you're willing to share, please also, you can write it in the chat just to inspire other people as well. What is your jackal? That's optional. What does your jackal say to you first thing in the morning when you wake up? He's chewing his tongue. So just take a moment to do that. Yeah, there we go. Ah, yeah. Yeah, just sleep on. No need to get up at all. Yeah. Okay. I'm tired. What's wrong with me? Move slowly. Stop wasting your time scrolling. Yes. Your life is just just dripping away. You're not as prepared for the day as you're supposed to be. Shame on you. Yes. You must be getting old. Weaselly jackal there. More of a weasel than a jackal, that one. You must be getting old. That's why you're so tired. Get up. People are depending on you. Okay, so we got a few samples. Do your duty to your family from Arizona, USA. Yeah. There's a lot to do. Better not put it off. Come on, get up. Otherwise you'll go to bed late tonight and you'll be even more exhausted. Oh, the double bind. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, so yes, we're on the same page, or at least our jackals are on the same page anyway. Okay, so now here's the secret part. Can you guess what is in the jackal's heart? Heart. I've been told on good authority that jackals have a heart down here. Okay, can you see that? And I found that to be accurate as well. However, you need to be fairly clear about what they need. So, what does your jackal need when your jackal gives you this message? What's your jackal needing? Do you remember mine was needing to feel alive? My jackal wants to feel alive, fully alive. What does your jackal need? So, in the chat, please. And yeah, and if it could go with your message, that'd be great. If it go with the jackal's message, so we can see both, then that would be great. If you can manage that, if you can copy your jackal's message and put it the two together. To be impactful, says Mick. That's interesting, isn't it? Like, is that to like to see your efforts bear fruit, or to be in your power, Mick? I'm guessing. Gazina says vitality. I can certainly. Okay, yeah, okay. Nick says yes to that. Okay. Uh, Gazina says vitality. Yeah, my jackal certainly can resonate with that. Yeah, definitely vitality. Yes. And Regina says, I think he wants to take care of me. Okay. So is it care? Is he longing for care, for self-care? Okay, he wants to help me manage. Oh, you've got a very obliging, very helpful jackal there. Okay, he wants to help you manage your energy. Okay. Oh, so it's all about self-care. Okay. Any more? Any more needs that we can identify? Oh, I can scroll up. Sorry. Okay. So Astrid says, no, Jackal's message is get up. People are depending on you. And the need might be to be responsible and concern for others. And what would that give you, Astrid? What would it give you to be responsible and concerned? Would it give you a sense of self-responsibility? Would it give you care? I guess something like that. Just guessing. Sherry from Rome says a sense of accomplishment. Yeah, well, I guess that's to do with, again, something like seeing my efforts bearing fruit, sense of completion, maybe, being in my power, maybe mastery. So it can be a variety of different things going on there. What we've got. Desi says, get up, don't be lazy. Need to be productive for fulfillment, connection, energy, productivity. Yeah, to be valued. Yeah, I can go with that. Stop wasting your time scrolling. Need for efficient organization, ease. Yeah, and kind of care. I'm getting care for resources there, Haley. Care for resources, your resources. Maybe maybe choice about what you pay attention to, something like that. Lynn says, don't waste time, be productive. Okay, be productive, to contribute to life, to see your efforts bearing fruit, this kind of thing. Okay, then we've got a few more. I guarantee you won't go for a run today. I need not to fail to succeed. Well, what does it give you if you know you're not going to fail? What would that give you? Hmm? Self-acceptance? Peace of mind? Just guessing. Beth says, you must be getting old. That's why you're so tired. Jackal is needing acceptance, rest, and energy. Ah, yes, definitely acceptance. Yes. Okay. Okay, so a few more in there. Let me just check the time. Okay, yeah, we've already got time for those. Uh, sleep on, no need to get up at all. Silence and peace. Yeah, yeah, that fits. Rest, that kind of thing. You're not as prepared for the day. What else we got? Needs to feel safe while working away through the day. Yeah, safety, self-value, self-acceptance, this kind of thing. Laura says, is it that you feel determined to keep commitments to support your family? Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I want to be reliable. I value reliability, and yeah, I want to care for people who look to me for care and support. Yeah. So it's about care and support, really. Yeah. Confidence, ease. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, did you notice that when the jackal heard something that kind of went in, that his heart really softened? Did you notice that? That it's like the jackal could really receive these messages, these empathy guesses as love. That's why I say learning to love your inner jackal, because there's a there's a real profound secret to empathy, which is that if we empathize with what's going on down here in the jackal's heart, the jackal receives it as love. And something kind of softens in him or them or her. And suddenly they're a different animal. They're a totally different animal. Yeah. So did your jackal receive some love? I want to know, has your jackal received some love, or at least some understanding? But we're really going for love here. Responses in the chat, please. Did your jackal receive some love? Yes, says Desi. Yes, sure. Okay, we've got a few yeses. Yeah. Okay, yes, and a smiley. Indeed, most welcome to, says Barry. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if we know how to do it, we can hear these messages, not block them out, and we can try to we could even see our jackal as a gift, or as trying to give us a gift. Sometimes it's not wrapped the way we like it. It's not wrapped the way we like gifts wrapped. Sometimes the wrapping paper isn't the kind of wrapping paper we like. Nevertheless, we can still receive it potentially as a gift. We can say, along with Marshall Rosenberg, we can say, in reality, there's no such thing as jackals, only giraffes with a bit of a language problem, a bit of a language and thinking problem. I think that's it. That's it. That's my slot for this session.